guys, welcome back to Sports Freaks Podcast. I'm your host Patrick Cummings, and in today's video I will give my predictions on the Stanley Cup Final 2025 between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. Topics of the day, we will go through the matchup stats between both teams, like what team has the more firepower and what team doesn't. Can the Florida Panthers repeat? Can the Edmonton Oilers pull through and beat the Panthers? It'll be hopefully their first Cup win by 1990. I want to give a little disclaimer for the video. I am rooting for the Edmonton Oilers. I do think, though, that the Florida Panthers will win in 6 games. So I will go through why I think that. And I just first want to start out, I think it's just the Panthers. Both ends of the ice, they are one of the best teams. They brought in Brad Marchand, I think, at the trade deadline. I could be wrong on that, but they did bring in Brad Marchand. And I feel like if they didn't have Marchand, I do think Edmonton does take this series. But Brad Marchand has just been a huge contributor for the Florida Panthers. As we're going to get to his stats in just a couple moments. The Panthers, as Alexander Barkov does lead the way this postseason. He has 17 points, 6 goals, and 11 assists. Sam Bennett right behind him with 10 goals, 6 assists, and 16 points. Matthew Tkachuk, he hasn't really been kind of the same playoff Matthew Tkachuk as we saw in 2023, where he somehow took his team single-handedly to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost to Vegas in 5. But he has 5 goals, 11 assists, 16 points. But I think with the addition of Brad Marchand, he brings so much leadership into the locker room. I know he is going to probably go down as one of the most hated players of all time, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I've never really been a Brad Marchand supporter myself, but I cannot deny the talent that he has and what he brings to the table. Also, another thing here is that goaltending. Goaltending has been a huge thing for Florida, especially last year. So last year, I think goaltending was probably one of the top 3 reasons why they won the finals against the Oilers. But this year is another good year for Bobrovsky, even though it's kind of been shaky. It hasn't been the same. But look here, 17 games played, 12 wins, 5 losses. He's given 2.11 goals per game. So he's able to hold offenses down, especially high-powered offenses. I mean, Carolina, I know they don't perform well in the conference final. I mean, they did lose in 5, and they snapped 15-game losing streak. Oh gosh, who did they face before that this year for Florida? They did face Tampa Bay in the first round. They beat them in 5. I could be wrong on that. And Tampa Bay is another good offense. I mean, Nikita Kucherov is one of the best goal scorers in the league. And then before that, the Panthers, who did they beat? Oh, they beat the Leafs. They beat the Leafs in 7. That was a pretty up and down series, especially for the Leafs fans. And once again, losing in Game 7 for the 8th straight time. But back to Florida here. One of the reasons why I do think Florida's going to win this series is because of goaltending. The Bobrovsky is one of the best when it comes to the postseason. He's one of the better goaltenders when he is performing in the postseason. Also, another thing that Seth Jones, who came from the Blackhawks, he has 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points with a plus-minus of 9. That's pretty good for a defenseman in the postseason. In the 17 games he's played this postseason, he's been pretty good. They have a very good defensive line, or defensive set. The Panthers do. But now we're gonna move over to the Oilers here, and they are looking pretty good as usual on offense. As Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Once I find the stats, let's see, Edmonton Oilers. Yes. McDavid and Draisaitl are the 2 top leading scorers this postseason. McDavid has 26 points and Leon Draisaitl has 25, with 7 goals, 18 assists for Draisaitl, 6 goals, 20 assists for McDavid. And I'll say this, though, I do think Edmonton does take Game 1 as the finals begin actually on Wednesday. I think that will be in Edmonton, if I'm not mistaken. That will be a Edmonton Oilers for it'll be in Edmonton, and I do think the Oilers do take game 1. And I don't know, I just think that the Oilers are going to be upset. They had it right there. Like last year, they came back from 3-0 down against the Panthers. They lost by just 1 goal, and I just think that they're coming there. They're coming there hungry. I mean, heck, you saw, I don't know if you NHL fans out there, you guys saw what Zach Hyman said. Hey, we're going to be back, and I do think that this is game 1 will be a blowout game in the Oilers' favor. I'm not blowout game, but I'm looking at 5-2, kind of 5-3, type blowout game. Again, this is in Edmonton. Coaches, Florida, I think, again, oh my gosh, what was his name? Panthers head coach, who is one of the best in the business. Florida Panthers head coach. Okay. Paul Maurice, I think that's his name. He is just a remarkable head coach. I mean, I hate seeing him win, but he is a good head coach. And don't get me wrong, I think Edmonton also has a good head coach. I forgot what his name is, but the Oilers, I think I'd probably say they have the better offense. But the reason why I think Florida's going to win is just because of how good their defense is, especially with Sergei Bobrovsky, Aaron Ekblad, Seth Jones playing pretty good defense. But overall, though, I think it's going to be a great series. Now, can the Oilers possibly pull through? Yes, they can. I think if McDavid and Draisaitl keep doing what they're doing, I think it's going to be a lot for Florida to stop. But I can easily see Edmonton in 7, Edmonton in 6. But Florida, just to me, is just a better team. And that is why I do have the Panthers winning the Stanley Cup. And it will be back-to-back for the Panthers if they win. And it will be 3 straight Stanley Cup final appearances. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was Tampa Bay 3 times, now it's the Panthers 3 times. So a little bit of Florida love, even though I'm not personally a fan of Florida, but their teams are pretty good, other than the Marlins and Dolphins. But, our next episode will be on the NBA Finals. We'll have some predictions going up for you between the Thunder and Pacers. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. And we'll see you guys in the next one.